Hello. This video reviews the quizzes from the other day. So question by question, let me talk about what the answer should be in the order that I currently have them, which may be the different order compared to what you had on your in-class quizzes. Number 1, which replacement for missing code would print out ZW? I'm given a string in this program here, I hope you can see it, that contains the words characters ZYXW. Print first two. Okay, first two. Oh, that's weird. ZW. So I want the first one to get Z, and I want the last character. That's what I notice. Which one of these substrings get me the first one? Definitely not this one. Okay, substring with one argument gets from 0 all the way to the very end. So really that returns the whole string. I know my answer is now narrowed down to this option or this option. Now we gotta think about the differences here. Okay, is it length or length minus 1? Gotta be careful. In this 1, 2, 3, 4, right? S dot length, or was it B dot length? What? There's no B though. I'm confused now. This there's no B character there. Hold on, that should be string, I think. Right? Yeah, so this is an error in the quizzes. This should read str, I think, because that's the input, right? Str. Str's length is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, correct? But if you count the positions, 0, 1, 2, 3, you can't go up to index 4. So that means you got to do minus 1. That's why this one, for number 1, is the second option that is the correct answer. So 2 points where you could have messed up, right? Not knowing what the one argument string substring function does and then being off by 1. Number 2, what is the output of this program? Can I zoom in anymore? I'm afraid to, because then it might get kind of, I think this is the most I can zoom in, so you gotta squint to see the code, as I am. So in this problem, I have a string S. S is equal to 1, 0, 9, 8, 7, and 6. It does some fun function, as denoted down here, and let's make sense of what it does. So a double is returned, so I know it's got to be a number, and if it's an error, I'm going to pick the last one. M is currently equal to 0. I have a for loop. My s dot length is 6, so I'm going to cross that out. Go up to 6, and notice here, this is going to be tricky. I'm not growing by 1 each time. The code is showing me that it's growing by 3. M equals M plus double, parse double, s dot substring, I equals I plus 3. Okay, so when I is 0 right now, let's keep track of that. I equals 0. I'm taking the substring, which I'm turning into a double, from position 0 up until position 3. Let me change my colors to represent the indices. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, and I care about beginning at position 0 up to, but not including position 3. Okay, so it's this chunk right now that I'm caring about. M is now updated to be the double version of 0 of the first 3 characters. So it contains this decimal as of right now. Then my I variable is updated to be 3 more than what it was, so it becomes 3. Now, in the second iteration of this for loop, I'm checking position 3 up to position 6. So for that second one, 3 up to, but not including 6. So that's the final 3 characters here. So now I gotta add in 8, 7, and 6. 5, 8, 9. So our answer should be this one. Moving on to number 3. What is the output of this program? Looks like I have a bunch of decimals happening. Ooh, and some objects. Nice. So I'm probably going to have to draw my boxes in circles. Right now, A contains the value 7. B contains the value 8. C is a pointer. It's an object that points to this dub obj that contains the value 9. And then D here, it points to its own object that contains the number 10. Then we use the mist function and then print out its values, okay? So some funny pointer stuff happens next. Let me change colors to green. So now I'm here. So W is a copy of 7. X is a copy. Notice what's in green is local, so it only exists within the mist function. X is taking a copy of 8. Y is a temporary pointer that points to this object that C was pointing to. And then here in green, Z is a temporary or local pointer that points to what D was pointing to, which contains the double object with 10 inside. Now I do some fancy assignment. So W or X equals W, okay? So then I can erase this stuff, right? X is now updated to be W's value, which was 7. Maybe, should I change colors again? Maybe. I think it will help. Blue. So now I'm here. Okay. X equals W. So X equals 7. Then I go here. W equals 2. Nice. W equals 2. So we can ignore this stuff. And then Y equals Z. Interesting. So Y no longer points to this 9. Y is now pointing to what Z points to. And then y dot num equals 3. Nice. So then I replace it in that object, what once was 10 becomes the value 3. Cool. And I've finished this mist function. Now I read it one thing at a time and print out the numbers. So let us now check. Maybe in what's going to show up nicely. Hello. So now we go ahead and print out the value of A. So 7. Nice. All of them contain 7. So 7 gets printed, the double version. Then B gets printed. B is 8. Okay. So then we can eliminate these two answers. And then C.num. Right. C still points to 9. Nice. And now we check D.num. D is now pointing to 3, not 10. So this second thing is our answer here. 3. So it reviews the pointer stuff that happens when you pass it into a function. Number 4, what is the output of this program? We have the string that is x, a, f. Now we're dealing with substring. So below it, I'm going to write down the indices. So 0 up to, but not including 2, so that's the 2 x's that we care about. That's this part. And then we go from position 4 onwards, right? Position 4 onwards. So then we care about the 2 f's. So our answer should be ff and xx, xxff. Yep. My number 5 looks like this. Well, overall, we did pretty good. Maybe I can just talk about it. We're taking away AA. So AA minus doesn't ever work. you can only use plus. So this one is error. Then we go on to number 6. Which diagram matches the code shown? Okay, we'll do recreation of these steps. Int num1 equals 1. Okay, so num1 equals 1. Num2 equals 2. Num1 equals num2. So they both should have the number 2. 2s, and that's C. C should be your answer here. No surprises, I think. The thing to remember is with primitives like ints, they're not treated like pointers. Nice, this one does have pointers though. So let's go ahead and recreate those diagrams. Maybe it's easier if I type it out. Word 1, then we have word 2, the word hello, and the word world, like that. Then when I annotate, I'll draw the little circles around them. So here's word 1. Initially it points to hello. Then word 2 points to world. Word 1 then points to word 2. So its pointer gets changed. They're both pointing to world, and this arrow disappears. The one that represents that should be diagram B. So B is your answer. Most students got it. Number 8. What is the length? Which string has length of 0? Ooh. So this one is one way to declare the empty string. So is this. This thing contains a space inside. So the C actually has length 1. Number 8 should be A and B. This slide, we had a slide reviewing this, how to make an empty string, and it talked about these two test cases. Number 9, which of the following is the letter Q, or the string that contains Q? We gotta go ahead and label the indices here. Maybe I'll alternate a bit every other so it's easier to read. Spaces count too. 5. A is 6. S is 7. Space is 8. Quick is 9. Or Q is 9. U is 10. I is 11. C is 12. K is 13. So it looks like we care about position 9. We want to include 9 and then not include 10. That should be this one here. 8 is one position too early. 9, you might think this is the answer, but it actually returns the whole word quick. The one argument version of substring starts at the number and then goes to the very end. Not what you want. Last question, what is the output of this program? So it's kind of small. We do system.out.println mystery of Bob. It tells us to watch out. We go into the mystery function that takes in string S. String up is the capital version. Oh, I should write this out. The string up contains the capital version of Bob. Last contains the number Bob minus 1, Bob's length. Bob's length minus 1. So that's 1, 2, 3. Last is 2. I equals 0. while up character at 1, which is a capital B, is equal to the character at last, position 2, so that's true at the moment, I plus plus, so I becomes 1, last minus minus, it becomes updated to be 1, then we go and check is position is up 0, 1. So right now, this part, up dot character 1 at position 1 is 0. We compare that to last, which is now updated to be 0. Or not 0. The capital O, those two characters are equal. So then we increment I and decrease last. Then we check again. Position 0 and 2, they are in fact the same. They're still capital B's. We do that once more. So it becomes -1, and this one becomes 3. Did I do that right? Zero, 0, 1, 2. I think I did. And then we return I. I contains a value 3. I feel like I messed up somewhere. Where did I mess up? Ah, here we go. Before I even return, right, I gotta run my while loop with these two numbers, right? It tries to check position 0 and position 1, right? So I stopped like right here in the code. It's actually gonna go back and check it once more. And when I try to access the character at position -1 and the character at position 3, I get an error. Okay, so I stop prematurely in my thinking. So that means when I try to check that, it returns an error. I don't return anything. I never get here. That's why number 10, the answer here is error. Hope this is helpful for you all. I've reviewed every question in this string and pointers quizzes.